Hey guys, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my worst gig story. I got called once to do a Valentine's Day gig, and I agreed to it, and it was through my friend, and he gave me the address, and I packed up my car with all my gear and showed up, and of course there's like no place to park. All these drunk people just walking around downtown. And I was like, oh no, how am I supposed to even get into this gig? So finally, the bouncer allows me to like park in this little parking lot and shows me the way, and of course, doesn't help bring anything in. It's just, every man for himself. And I hear this really loud bass coming from the venue. I'm like, all right, cool. At least they got some decent bass in here. Maybe we'll have a good time tonight. And then we stop short of the door where the music's coming from. And he says, all right, cool, it's right here. You're just going to set up in this corner. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so I'm like, oh man, I hope that's not going to be going on while we're playing. So I start setting up my stuff. It's a tight little space. I have my earplugs in because it's so loud. Then another DJ starts playing like upstairs. So there's like this crazy bass coming from one room, and then in the room where we're setting up, just like really obnoxious house music, not good house music, obnoxious house music. And then my friends show up, and we're about to sound check, and then like one of the bouncers comes up to us, and he's like, oh, actually we need you to move everything because you're in front of a door we need to get something out of. So we spend like another 15-20 minutes trying to get everything out of the way. Just one of those situations like, why couldn't you think about this beforehand? Finally, they get this tent thing out for the people who are going to be standing outside. We set back up, and it was a pretty dark room with a bunch of lights, and it was vibey. So we're assuming that like there's gonna be a lot of people there, a lot of drunk people just walking around. And, like, I was worried that my keyboards would get knocked over, and so we tried to tuck back in as much as we can. So we're supposed to play at 10 p.m. and 10 p.m. comes, and nobody's there, and we're like, okay. 10:30, nobody's there. So then I decided, like, I'm just gonna like walk around this room and kind of like check what's happening. And I start looking around, and I see there's all these like packets of like anal lube, and there's like sex toys everywhere. And I was like, oh snap, that's what this is. Wow, we're playing a dominatrix party. And so I was like, oh man, but people are late. Like, what's gonna happen? So 11 o'clock comes, still nobody. 11:30, they're like, yeah, I guess maybe you guys just play. So here we are. The DJ finally stops, not the one in the other room, but the one upstairs. And we just start blasting in this room full of candles and anal lube and like sex toys. And it was just so weird. The music wasn't bad, of course, because it was like the homies, but like it was one of those situations where I was like, why are we doing this? So we play for like half hour, maybe 45 minutes. Finally, one person shows up. It's a friend of ours, and they sit in, and finally at like 1 o'clock in the morning, it's over. So we just grab a bunch of packs of anal lube and a few sex toys and pack our stuff up and bounced. There's my worst gig story. Hope you liked it.